Hello, my dear students. Am I audible? Correcta கேக்குதா? Video perfecta? Please let me know in the chat box. Hello, my dear students. Am I audible? Perfect. Yes. Hello, my cute goodies. After a long time, we are again back. Yes. So now tell me, how was your NEET preparation? NEET preparation எப்படி இருக்கு? எல்லாருமே ஹாப்பியா சேஃபா இருக்கிறீங்களா? Everybody is happy, safe. Happy na, give me a heart in the chat box, and safe na, give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Happy and safe na, give me a heart plus thumbs up. Okay, so everybody, please let me know in the chat box. Hi Janani. Okay, yes. So, yes, Damodara, yes, Priyam, yes, hi, good afternoon. So, இப்போ வந்து இன்னைக்கு நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போற சாப்டர் நேம் என்னன்னா, what is the chapter name? Already you know the thumbnail, you have seen the thumbnail. So, tell me, which chapter we are going to discuss today? Damodara, how was your chemistry exam? And மறக்காம நீங்க லைக் பண்ணிக்கோ ஏனா வந்து இந்த வீடியோ you can also watch later. If you have any confusion with work energy, you can again come back. அதுக்கப்புறம் you can watch it. Okay, and channel மறக்காம subscribe பண்ணிக்கோ. Okay, channel வந்து மறக்காம subscribe பண்ணிக்கோ ஏனா as I mentioned NEET preparationக்காக the three teachers, the three queens are going to do a lot of things for you. So அதனால வந்து இப்பவே channel subscribe பண்ணிக்கோ. ஓகேவா? So let us just start the session. Ready? Yes, okay, fine da. Okay, so ready now, you guys have to give me a fire in the chat box. Ready now, you give me a fire in the chat box. Okay, also friends ku share panniko ஏனா we are going to start the session. So அதுக்கு முன்னாடி நம்ம friends எல்லாரும் together we need to study. அதுக்காக தான் I'm telling you, share with your friends now itself and just explore work energy power. Work, energy, and power. Okay, fine. Let's go for the session. So, இப்போ வந்து இந்த chapterல we know that first topic வந்து nothing but work தான். Okay, workனா என்ன? Definitely, day-to-day lifeல வந்து every day we used to hear about it, right? இப்போ வந்து இந்த exam, okay, recently வந்து you have written an exam. So, அந்த exam முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் அந்த next momentல what you said, yeah, I have worked really hard for the exam and it was, I didn't get the expected marks. And few students வந்து இப்படி சொல்லுவா, I worked really hard ஆனா வந்து I got the same result. Okay, இந்த hard workக்காக எனக்கு வந்து result கிடைச்சிருக்கு. And ஆனா வந்து I should know one more thing. Okay, இப்போ வந்து இந்த toppers என்ன சொல்ல போறேன்? Okay, they should tell us like, I'm doing hard work and I'm getting the score. Should they tell? Please let me know in the chat box. Toppers, you are very close to the toppers, right? So now tell me, the toppers வந்து எப்பவுமே hard work, if they are working really hard also, they won't even say, correct? They won't even say they are doing work. They are really working hard. They won't say. Okay. And if I'm just asking about an IT professional, அவங்க வந்து what they are doing, they are just sitting in front of the laptop. Okay. ஆனா வந்து அந்த day end ஆகிற டைம்ல what they will say, ரொம்ப hectic work இருந்துச்சு. And the same question I'm asking to a farmer. So அப்ப அந்த டைம்ல அந்த farmer என்ன சொல்ல போற, இன்னைக்கு வந்து work வந்து it was very hectic. கரெக்டா? ஸோ அதனால டே டு டே லைஃப்ல வந்து இந்த ஒர்க்குக்காக டிஃப்ரெண்ட் மீனிங்ஸ் இருக்கு, டைமென்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்கு. ஆனா கம்மிங் டு ஃபிசிக்ஸ், ஈவன் இஃப் யூ சே, ஈவன் இஃப் யூ ஆர் டூயிங் ஹார்ட் ஒர்க், சம்டைம்ஸ்ல வந்து ஃபிசிக்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப வாட் இஸ் ரஃபா டஃபா இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கு. லைக் ஃபிசிக்ஸ் வந்து ஃபிசிக்ஸ் வில் சே there is no work, you didn't even have any work. Okay, so அப்போ வந்து we should know what does work in terms of physics. In the general work வந்து daily day to day lifeல வந்து we used to tell every day every moment வந்து we are going to talk about like this, right? ஆனா வந்து physicsல வரும்போது it is completely different. Okay, so physicsல வரும்போது we should know two factors. Okay, we should know two things. What are the two things? First one the force irukku, second one the displacement irukku, correct? Force irukku, displacement irukku. So in the force and displacement oda combination la varapora or new quantity da in the work. Okay, so ipo vandu I'm applying some force. Ipo vandu we have a block over here. Okay, idukku vandu konjam mass irukku and I'm applying some force F over here. So, what will happen? I'm assuming there is no friction on the surface, okay, which means there is no resistive force, correct? Okay, so I'm telling this is a smooth surface now. What you will understand, and the friction and the talavali, it is not there, correct? So, adanala I can say that I'm applying a force, okay, and adukku vanda corresponding ana displacement irukum. After some time it will be here, correct? Okay, there will be a displacement. So now I can say about work done when the force into displacement, or let's say the force, I mean work and force, if they are the displacement and force want the same direction la irukku, correct? Ipo force and displacement want the same direction la irukku, appadina idoda product da vandu in the work done. Okay, when I'm just thinking about it, work done na adu vandu scalar quantity, correct? Work done na enna, idu vandu scalar quantity. And now I'm just checking on force irukku, displacement irukku. Appadina in the force and displacement vandu vectors da. So I have mentioned force into displacement, two vectors multiplied, and what I got, guys, I got a scalar. So appadina the product enna, hi Zai, tell me, and the product enna, we are multiplying two vectors, ana vanda we are getting a scalar product. Appadina and the product oda per enna, it is nothing but the scalar or dot product. Okay, ipo vanda force and displacement vanda two vector quantities da. Ipo vanda if we are just multiplying this two vector quantities and getting a scalar quantity, very good. So we will be call it as dot product. Okay, yes, very good DK. Okay, perfect Damodara. So ipo vanda we understood in the work na enna scalar quantity. How we will be finding it? It is nothing but the dot product of force and displacement. Okay, or otherwise I can say in like this. Okay, the force in the direction of displacement into displacement. Yeah, na ipo vandu all the time in the force vandu I'm not applying in the same direction. I can also apply force in this direction. Ana displacement oda direction enna, displacement vandu in the direction la da. So appadina I have to find the component of force in the direction of displacement. So adanala I can say that if this is making an angle theta with the horizontal, in the component vandu f cos theta da, correct? Appadina I can say that in the work done vandu the force in the direction of displacement into the displacement. Again we are getting the same thing. F dot S na enna, it is nothing but magnitude of F, magnitude of displacement, and cos theta. So idu da vandu work done. So you can define in any terms, but ana vandu and the concept vandu clear ah irukum. Concept na enna, we can find work, okay, if there is a displacement, okay, in the direction of force. Ipo vandu I am applying the force in this direction, and the direction la in the friction, I mean in the displacement irukku. Appadina I can say work is done. Okay, ipo vanda there is a wall there, I am applying a huge force. Okay, generally what we will say, okay, and the all vandu they are doing lot of work, correct? Applying a lot of work, and vanda and the wall is not moving, which means and the force apply பண்ற direction la there is no displacement. Appadina the work vandu zero, correct? So adanala da I have told you sometimes la vandu in the work oda concept physics la varumbodhu konjam what is it, brutal ah irukum. Even if you have done work in terms of physics, adu vandu zero work. Okay, va? So what we have learned right now, we were talking about work. Okay, work vandu scalar quantity da. Okay, and how we will be finding it? We will be finding it as the dot product of two vectors, that is nothing but force and displacement. Also I can say that Fs cos theta is going to be the work. Okay, force in the direction of displacement into force in the direction of displacement da in the work. Okay, idoda unit enna guys? Unit enna? It is nothing but joule. Okay, in the work energy, I mean For all these things, there is only one unit, அது வந்து joule தான். Okay, இப்போ வந்து if you wanted to know in terms of CGS system, okay, ஏன்னா sometimes they will ask in terms of CGS system also. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so அப்படினா I can say that it is nothing but erg. புரிஞ்சுதா? So this is what we need to know. And also in the conversion kuda important da, ஏனா வந்து we will be studying in units and dimensions chapter in the conversion. So அதனால 1 joule na enna? Can you just let me know in the chat box? 1 joule na enna? 1 joule will be equal to 10 to the power 7 erg. Correcta? Okay, 10 to the power 7. So in the relation kuda important ah irukku. ஏனா வந்து units and measurements chapter la வந்து we are studying this. Okay va? So now we got a basic understanding about work. Correct? Okay, correct. Now if you understood about the work, you just give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, if you understood, give me a thumbs up in the chat box. இப்போ வந்து work முடிஞ்சிருச்சு, அந்த basic concept வந்து புரிஞ்சிருச்சு. இப்போ வந்து I just wanted to know positive work, negative work, as well as zero work. Zero work, I mean, we have already mentioned about zero work. Zero work na enna da? Zero work na enna? Yes, in the force zero irukkanam, illena displacement zero irukkanam, and as per the equation, the work done vandu Fs cos theta. Okay, cos theta வந்து 0 ஆக போற at some angle. அந்த angle என்னடா? அந்த angle என்ன? Yes, thank you Damodara, thank you Apsara. Okay, so yeah, now tell me what is going to be that particular angle when cos theta becomes 0. Get me the answer in the chat box, everybody. And மறக்காம லைக் பண்ணிக்கோ guys, மறக்காம லைக் பண்ணி. ஏனா உங்களோட அந்த லைக் தான் எனக்கு வந்து எனர்ஜி. Okay, அந்த எனர்ஜி கிடைக்கணும்னா you should give like, correct? Okay, so இப்போ வந்து you have to tell me இந்த cos theta 0 ஆக போற அந்த angle என்ன? Cos theta வந்து 0. அப்படினா theta என்ன? 90 degree da. So if this angle theta which is equal to 90 na, and the time la work done வந்து 0. Yes, very good Damodar and Apsara. So now you understood. இப்போ வந்து இந்த force and displacement வந்து perpendicular ஆ இருக்கு. Example, I'm going to give you a very simple thing. Okay, let us say I'm just talking about a coolie, okay, in the railway station, and he is carrying a huge weight on his head. Okay, now he is stepping up on a staircase. Okay, what will happen? Force வந்து perpendicular ஆ, displacement வந்து இந்த directionல இருக்கு. So force வந்து upward direction, displacement வந்து இந்த horizontal directionல இருக்கு. அப்படினா அந்த angle என்னடா? Angle வந்து 90 degree ஆக போறேன். 90 degree னா இந்த work done will be coming as 0. புரிஞ்சுதா? So work done 0 ஆகிறதுக்கு few reasons இருக்கு. First வந்து force 0 ஆகலாம். Okay, இந்த net force வந்து 0 னா அந்த bodyல வந்து there is no work done. Okay, net force வந்து 0. அப்படினா அந்த bodyல net work done வந்து 0 ஆக போறேன். Next வந்து displacement கூட 0 ஆகலாம். As I mentioned, I'm applying a force in the on the wall. ஆனா வந்து அது move ஆகல. அப்படினா அந்த work done வந்து என்னடா? 0. Okay, next third case, what we have discussed. Yes, we have discussed about the recent one. When the angle between force and displacement is coming as 90 degree na, அந்த momentல கூட what is going to happen? Yes, in the work done வந்து 0. Okay, next one the initial and final point. Okay, I'm talking about, I have started from here. Okay, இப்போ வந்து I'm just completing a circle. அந்த பாயிண்ட்ல வந்து displacement என்னடா 0. Okay, so அந்த டைம்ல கூட initial and final point same இருந்தா, if it is same, definitely we can say that in the work done வந்து 0 ஆக போறேன். Okay va? Okay, in the circular motion la, if I'm asking about centripetal force and the displacement, okay, what is the work done by centripetal force? One the 0 da. Yena displacement one the perpendicular, force one the towards the center, and the point la kuda in the angle one the 90 degree. Appadina again it will be coming as 0. Purinjida everybody? Understood na? Give me a thumbs up in the chat box, everybody. Okay, இப்போ வந்து I'm going to talk about positive and negative work done. Simple example we are going to start. Okay, I'm lifting something from the ground. Okay va? I'm lifting something from the ground. இப்போ வந்து you should tell me and the displacement or direction என்ன? If I'm lifting if I'm lifting something from ground, okay, something from ground, the lifting from something from a ground na அந்த மொமெண்ட்ல அந்த டிஸ்பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் ஓட டைரக்ஷன் என்ன? இது வந்து upward தான், ஏன்னா I have lifted it, கரெக்ட்டா? Okay, yes, yes. So இப்போ வந்து I'm just asking you in the force ஓட direction, which force? Gravitational force. Okay, and the gravitational force ஓட direction, can you give me in the chat box and the gravitation force ஓட direction? And the gravitation force ஓட direction வந்து, yes, perfect, இது வந்து downward, correct? So அப்படினா we know that work done which is equal to fs cos theta. So இந்த momentல theta na என்னடா? Theta na என்ன? Angle between, okay, angle between this force and displacement. Okay, so அப்படினா you should tell me what is theta in this case. In the momentilla, very good, very good, very good. So in the momentilla vandu theta, what is going to be the angle between these two vectors, force and the displacement? Vandu 180 degree. Correct? Understood? So idu vandu 180 degree da. Correct? So now I can say that if I am substituting cos 180 oda value enna? Cos 180 oda value enna? -1. Okay. Okay, so அப்படினா I can say that in the work done வந்து exactly it is going to be negative. Also in general, okay, in general I can say that we have studied the 4 quadrant rule. Very good, perfect. Okay, 4 quadrant rule. Adula வந்து we have studied in the second quadrant la. In the second quadrant la வந்து cos positive or negative. Okay, second quadrant la we have studied about the 4 quadrant. Okay, so here we know all. Here it is sine, okay, and here it is tan, and here it is cos. Okay, அப்படினா in the second quadrant na 90, in between 90 and 180. அந்த பாயிண்ட்ல cos ஓட வேல்யூ என்ன? இது வந்து sin மட்டும் தான் பாசிட்டிவா இருக்கு. அப்படினா செகண்ட் குவாட்ரண்ட்ல வந்து cos வேல்யூ நெகட்டிவா. அதனால I can say that if I'm talking about negative work done, okay, if I'm talking about negative work done, I can say that if the angle is in between 90 and 180, okay, 90 degree and 180, அந்த மொமெண்ட்ல இந்த செகண்ட் குவாட்ரண்ட், okay, இது வந்து செகண்ட் குவாட்ரண்ட், இந்த cos theta value வந்து it is coming as negative. Okay, இந்த cos theta value வந்து it is coming as negative. Cos theta negative na, of course work done will be coming as negative. So இப்போ வந்து you can tell work done will be negative when the angle between the two vectors, force and displacement, is more than 90 degree, or I can say that obtuse angle. Okay, if it is obtuse angle, in the work done வந்து what is going to happen for the work done? In the work done வந்து negative ஆக போகுது. அப்படினா simply you can just tell about positive work. Same case, okay, I'm talking about the same case, lifting this. Okay, in the moment in the applied force, okay, what I'm asking, the work done by the applied force in the same case, okay, work done by the applied force. Okay, in the same case வந்து work done by the applied force. In the applied force oda direction enna? Can you just give me in the chat box? Upward direction. Okay, I'm lifting something. Okay, அப்படினா இந்த applied force வந்து upward direction, force applied. Okay, and you should tell me what is going to be the direction of displacement கூட lifting, correct? So it is also in the upward direction. அப்படினா what will happen, guys? What will happen? Theta வந்து 0 degree. Okay, and we know that this will be coming as positive. Very good, perfect. Okay, so இது வந்து positive. அப்படினா I'm going to tell you we have understood in the first quadrant la வந்து cos the positive da. So if the angle theta is coming as 0 degree, in between 0 and 90 degree na, what will happen? 0 and 90 degree na, and the work done வந்து positive. Okay, va? Okay, same. I'm just going to ask you one more case. Okay, you should give me the answer quickly. You have to give me the answer. Ipo vanda I'm dropping this. Okay, I'm dropping this. I mean, before that I have lifted something, right? Now I'm dropping this. So in the moment when I'm dropping this, okay, at the moment what is the work done by gravitational force? what is the work done by gravitational force? Give me, it is positive, negative or zero. Okay, in the drop I'm just going to drop this whatever it may be, stone or whatever it may be, and the case la vanda in the work done positive or negative illa zero. Quick you can give me the answer. The work done வந்து positive, negative. Yes. So மறக்காம like பண்ணிக்கோ guys. So in the case la வந்து when we are dropping in the gravitational force oda direction வந்து downward, displacement வந்து downward, அப்படினா it will be coming as positive. Okay, zero ஆகாது தாமோதரா. Zero ஆகிறதுக்கு what is the condition? It should be either the force should be zero, displacement should be zero, or otherwise the angle must be 90 degree. ஆனா வந்து when we are dropping, okay, so இது வந்து we are dropping. Okay, we are dropping. So in the moment displacement on the downward direction, and what is gravitational force on the always downwards. Appadina theta வந்து 0 degree. Cos 0 வந்து 1. Appadina adu வந்து positive ஆக போறேன். Okay va? Understood? So idudha vandu first basic we should know few things about the work done. We have studied about work done. Work done na enna? It is nothing but the the displacement in the direction of the force into the what is it? Okay, yes, we have the displacement and the force in the direction of displacement. Adoda product in the work, and the work oda unit vandu joule da, and 1 joule will be equal to 10 to the power 7 erg. Okay, so adu vandu CGS unit system da, adu kuda we have to study, because yena whatever be the, okay, in the physics illa whatever be the quantities we are studying, adoda units, dimension, everything vandu important ah irukku. So you guys have to learn. Yena vandu specific in the chapters illa mention pannadu, ana in the first chapter irukku units and dimensions, adula vandu you can expect all these quantities. Adinala whenever you are writing the notes, okay, ipave at least you start the notes notes making and everything. So when you are writing, just put some different color for the units and dimension, everything. So in the last minute you can just go through the units and dimension. That will help you at the last moment. Okay, so ipa kuda if you have not even started making the note na, at least now இப்பவே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிக்கோ. ஓகே, இதுதான் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டே ஆஃப் நோட் மேக்கிங். இல்லைன்னா அந்த லாஸ்ட் மினிட்ல, ஏன்னா யாராலையும் இந்த 32 சாப்டர்ஸ் வந்து தே கேன் நாட் ஸ்டோர் இன் த மெமரி. ஓகே, அதுக்கு வந்து இந்த ஷார்ட் நோட்ஸ் இருக்கணும், மைண்ட் மேப்ஸ் இருக்கணும், இல்லைன்னா இட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி வெரி வெரி கஷ்டம்டா. ஓகே, எஸ் சிவா, ஹவ் ஆர் யூ? ஓகே, so ipa vanda we have studied about the positive work done, we have studied about the negative work done and zero work done. Okay, so adoda conditions vandu romba important. Positive na and the angle vandu acute ah irukanum. Acute na 0 to 90 degree. Okay, second vandu negative work done. Negative work done ku and the angle vandu obtuse ah irukanum. Okay, obtuse na enna? It is nothing but between 90 and 180. Zero agradhukku ore oru condition da we can say in terms of angle it must be 90 degree. Okay, so now we have learned about the work done under a constant force. Okay, under a constant force. Ana vanda ipo let me just ask you, you are going to a trip. Okay, we are just going for a trip. Suddenly vanda in the car vanda breakdown aachu. You should push the car. Okay, so at the moment I just wanted to ask you, you will be applying the same, okay, you will be applying the same force all the time. Getting the question? We are applying force, we need to push the car. Okay, so from the beginning to the end, okay, once it is get okay, anta moment varaikku you will be applying the same force? No way. Yena vantu initially we will be having more energy, correct? So on the time la vantu we will be applying a huge force, and after some time we will be get tired. Okay, and it will become half of it, correct? So in real life whenever we are talking about the scenarios, adula vanda constant force in the concept illa. We have to consider the variable force. Okay, variable force na nothing but constant force. We understood constant force na enna? Ipo vanda if I am applying 5 Newton force na, all the time it is 5 Newton. Okay, 5 seconds ku apra 1 minute ku apra idu vanda 5 da. Okay, ஆனா வந்து variable na enna initially வந்து maybe 5, then it becomes 4, then it becomes 6, then it becomes 7, then it becomes again 3. So அந்த மாதிரி variation இருக்கும். So அந்த momentல high. Okay, so அந்த momentல வந்து how we will be dealing the work done. Okay, so அதுக்காக we have only one option. So what is that option? What is that option? What is that option? What is that option? Very simple. Okay, the work done by a variable force na adukkaga we should consider a small work done. ஏன்னா we cannot just come, in the previous case la இப்போ வந்து இந்த force 10 newton na we can apply 10, and in the displacement வந்து 10 meter na 10 into 10 it's over. Okay, ஆனா வந்து variable, okay, variable force வரும்போது what will happen, we have to consider a small work done. So அது வந்து FDR. அப்படினா total work done we should go for integration. So இதுதான் வந்து work done by a variable force. புரிஞ்சுதாடா everybody? If you understood, மறக்காம லைக் பண்ணிக்கோ, ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கோ and subscribe பண்ணிக்கோ. ஏன்னா நீட்டுக்காக we are doing a lot of things. You will feel like this is like a heaven for NEET 2026. அதனால தான் சொல்றேன், இப்பவே உங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த சேனல் subscribe பண்ணலாம். Also do not forget to like the channel. Okay, புரிஞ்சுதா? So இப்போ வந்து we understood for a variable force na அந்த கேஸ்ல வந்து we have to go for integration. Okay, variable force காக we should go for the integration. Okay, so now we should know one more thing. As we said, it is a dot product. So அப்படினா I'm going to give you force is like fx I cap plus fy j cap plus fz k cap. Okay, so இதுதான் வந்து force. Displacement வந்து sx I cap plus sy j cap plus sz k cap. அப்படினா இந்த work done will be coming as f dot s. Then we have to go for fsxx plus fy sy plus fz sz. Which means இப்போ வந்து இந்த force it is like this, I cap plus 2j cap minus k cap. இதுதான் வந்து force. Displacement வந்து I cap minus 2j cap plus 2k cap. So in the time what is going to be the work done. So எப்படி we will be finding it? Can you just give me the answer? Okay, of course Suzy in the right. Okay, so anyway I have to let you know if you need personal attention also. Okay, so adukkaga we have Nampikai batch. Okay, we are going to start in the 16th of March. So if you need you can just check out in the description box. In the Nampikai batch irukku adula vandu we teachers will be connecting with you personally. So in the YouTube la vandu we have a lots of limitation, ana vandu anga limitation e kedayada. You can just, it is an online course. So 45 days la we are going to finish everything and we will make you ready for the exam. So ipo vandu in the teachers, okay, like me, Ashwati ma'am and Gobiga ma'am, like the way you people are also working really hard na in the NEET 2026 vanda, it is with you people. Okay, I'm telling you it is with you people. Adanala vanda I have to tell you, if you feel like we need more attention, if you need more personal attention na in the Nambikai batch you can choose it. Yena adoda description box la details irukku. So if you want you can check it out. It's a very there are many students who trust us, and the students kaga we are doing this. As I mentioned, we need to make sure the personal attention. Okay va? So let us just go back. So in the case la vanta we need to go for the dot product. So in the dot product na work done will be, what I said, fx into sx. Okay, yena we know I dot I will be 1, I dot j vanta 0, I dot k vanta 0. So adanala we don't need to multiply with the rest of the terms. Next vanta fy j dot I vanta 0, j dot j vanta 1, j dot k vanta 0. So adanala da I got this result. Okay, I got this result. So now the work done vanda in the I oda coefficient enna 1 into 1. Okay, fx and sx. Next vanda plus, what is the next term? Fy sy. So idu da vanda fy into sy na minus 2 plus fz sz. Fz na minus 1 into 2. அதுதான் வந்து yes. புரிஞ்சுதா? Units and dimension, I think it is on 16th or 17th. The first or second day, you will be getting the units and dimensions. Don't worry. Okay. We will do here also units and measurements. We will do in this week also in YouTube. Don't worry. Okay. So, we have done the work. Okay. So, this is how you will be finding the dot product. Purinjidada? Purinjida everybody? Purinjida? So, now I have one more question. Okay, இப்போ வந்து I'm plotting force and displacement in a graph. Okay, I'm plotting, what I'm plotting? I'm plotting force displacement. Okay, so in the y-axis la வந்து force and here I have displacement. So இந்த மாதிரி தான் இந்த graph. Okay, I got the graph. This is a variable force. Okay, we have a variable force. அப்படினா you guys have to tell me. Okay, you guys have to tell me. இது தான் graph. Okay, இது தான் வந்து graph. இந்த momentல how I'll be finding work done? Work done by variable force na, it is nothing but integral f dot dr. அப்படினா இந்த area na enna? இந்த area na enna? That is nothing but integral f dot dr. So அப்படினா I can say that இந்த work done வந்து area under the force displacement curve. இது வந்து important da. Okay, இது வந்து important da. You can expect questions. Okay, easy-ஆ score பண்றதுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி few easy things இருக்கு. So இதுல வந்து if you are just finding the area under the force displacement curve na, what you are getting, guys, tell me in the chat box. Very good, Damodara, very good. The area under the curve வந்து force displacement oda curve வந்து it is nothing but the work. Next வந்து Zadana, I have an idea. Okay, instead of force displacement, I have acceleration what is the displacement graph. Okay, very good, very good. So appadina in the case la, how I'll be finding the how I'll be finding the work done? Can you just give me this idea? Okay, in the case la, if I'm plotting acceleration versus displacement, so in the case la vanda I have to know what is the work done. How we will be finding it? I know force na enna ma. அப்படினா m into area under the acceleration displacement curve. Very simple. ஏனா இதோட area na enna? Integral ADS. Okay, and I'm multiplying m. அப்படினா f ds. Okay, அப்படினா what you are getting? Again the same thing what we have mentioned. Okay, area under the curve will be, area under the force displacement curve will be nothing but the work done. Area under the acceleration displacement curve into mass will be coming as the work done under the work done by this case. Purinjida? So you should know all this type of graph which will give you more and more idea. Okay, so force displacement curve, if you got the force displacement curve na, first thing what you have to do, you should go for the work done by finding the area under the curve. Adukapram we are just mentioning about acceleration displacement graph. And the moment you should find the area under the acceleration displacement curve. Adukapram whatever be the value you got, that you should multiply with the mass. Yena force vanta mass into acceleration da. Okay, so in the moment mass we are considering it as constant, so adanala there is no confusion. So we will be doing mass into area under the acceleration displacement curve. Understood na? Give me a thumbs up and marakama like paniko. Everybody marakama like paniko. Everyone. உனக்கு கிடைக்கலனா வேற யாருக்கு கிடைக்கும்டா? Just you have to be focused in the last 60 days. ஏன்னா வந்து you know that many of the students who are studying in 12th grade, அவங்க வந்து after examக்கு அப்புறம் தான் ப்ராப்பரா நீட்டுக்கு ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ண போறேன். ஓகேவா? ஆனாலும் if you are just checking on the status, okay, many students after completing 12th, they are also getting good score in NEET, even better than dropper kids. Okay, I trust 12th kids more than this dropper kids. Yena definitely. Ipo vand I'm just asking you a very simple question. Ipo vand we have an exam. Okay, இன்னைக்கு வந்து March 1st. Okay, I'm telling you, you have an exam on March 7th. Okay, so how you will be preparing? I'm just asking you. Ipo vand March 1st ku kuda you will prepare, and March 6th ku kuda you will prepare. Okay, correct? March 6th ku kuda you will prepare. Which will be more powerful? In the March 1st, today neenga vandu prepare பண்ணுவே, and 6th ku vandu you will prepare for the March 7th exam. Which day you will be more powerful? Which day you will be giving the, the maximum input? Which day you will give? Tell me. On 1st or on the 6th? Previously it is going to be on March 6th. Yeah, we know. And the time vandu konjam kammi da. Correct? Yes, you are correct. Okay. So, on the last moment, in the time kammi aachuna, we have to know, we know that we need to put a lot of work. So, adanala we will do it. Okay. In the dropper kids, I mean, they are also doing a lot of mistakes. I have to tell, and the time irukkiradhunala da we are making this kind of mistake. Always set your targets with closer dates. Appo you will feel like, okay, I need to finish this, otherwise I'll be in trouble. Okay, so adanala 60 days mattum da irukku, and the oru thought mattum podum, you can crack NEET 2026 without any doubt. Okay, and the 60 days mattum da irukku, and the 60 days la I have to work really hard. And the attitude irunda, I'm telling you, you can crack this exam without any confusion. You will do it. Okay, yes. So let us go for the next one. Okay, so ipa vandu I have a smooth inclined surface. Idhula vandu oru mass irukku, adoda mass vandu 10 kg. Okay va? So ipa vandu I am applying some force F over here. Okay, so what is happening? We have an inclined surface. Adla vandu oru mass kuda irukku, and the mass vandu, and the body oda mass vandu 10 kg da. Okay, ipo vandu I am applying a force in the upward direction. Okay, and the angle of inclination is given as theta. Appadina, guys, you have to tell me what is the work done on the body. Can you tell me the answer? What is the work done by the body? Eppadi we will be finding this? Easy question da, correct? So first of all, free body diagram. Idhula vandu what are the other forces acting? If I'm just checking on it, I know mg will be acting downwards. Okay. Now we have F, and friction vandu illa, adanala da I have mentioned smooth surface. Okay. So adanala friction illa. So we have only force F, and now I'm making this into components. Idu vandu it is nothing but mg cos theta, and this is coming as mg sin theta. புரிஞ்சுதா? So இப்போ வந்து the net force acting on the body. The net force acting on the body வந்து F minus mg sin theta. அப்படினா work done வந்து F minus mg sin theta into the displacement. Hi Afra, hi. புரிஞ்சுதா everybody? Yes or no? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up. So இந்த மாதிரி questions கிடைச்சேனா first வந்து இந்த free body diagram finish பண்ணனும். அதுதான் வந்து first task. Okay, free body diagram வந்து ரொம்ப important தான். So அதனால I have mentioned mg is acting downwards. அதோட component இருக்கு. இந்த force act பண்ற directionல வந்து there is a component. I found that component first. அதுக்கப்புறம் I know what is the net force acting on the body, and on the net force into the displacement will give me nothing but the what we have mentioned, the work done. Purinjida? Yes, very good. So now I'm just going to give you an assertion reason. Okay, or let's say statement based question. So you have to tell me the answer quickly in the chat box. Okay va? Okay, in the work done one the frame dependent independent, frame dependent or frame independent. Okay, yeah, now we know in the acceleration, velocity, displacement, ellame we have discussed in the relative velocity. Adala vandu these are all depending upon the frame. Now my question is, in the work done vandu frame dependent independent? Can you just give me the answer in the chat box, everybody? Can you give me the answer? Frame dependent independent? Work done vandu frame dependent. Okay, ஏனா வந்து work done ல யார் இருக்கு? இந்த displacement இருக்கு. Displacement என்ன? அது வந்து frame dependent. So அதனால we have to tell in the work done வந்து it is depending upon the frame. It will be different for different frames. புரிஞ்சதாடா? Everybody understood? Please let me know in the chat box. Everybody. Okay, so if I want the statement based question, you can expect from this. In the work done one, it is depending upon the frame. Next one, the work is almost done. Adnala we are going for the another term that is nothing but energy. Energy na enna? Very simple. Capacity to do work. Okay, capacity to do work. So, appadina in the energy la vanda we have to focus only on the mechanical energy. Okay, adu mattum da we have to take care of. We have the mechanical energy. Mechanical energy na very simple da. We have kinetic energy, we have potential energy. Kinetic energy na enna? It is due to the motion. Okay, it is due to the motion. The energy gained due to motion. Okay, the energy gained due to motion da in the kinetic energy. Appadina we have the potential energy. Potential energy na enna? It may be because of the position, okay, or maybe orientation, or let's say configuration. Okay, appadina I can just say that I'm lifting something to a height h. Appadina idukku some, I mean, it is having some potential energy, and the potential energy is due to the position. Next one, I have a spring, I'm compressing it. Okay, so ipo vandu idukku vandu oru potential energy irukku, adu vandu it is due to the configuration. So adanala potential energy is due to two factors, or let's say it is due to the position, or let's say orientation, or let's say the configuration. Okay, ipo vandu I'm just going straightly for the kinetic energy. Okay, we are going for the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy na enna sonna, we have mentioned something about kinetic energy. Enna in the kinetic energy? It is nothing but the energy gained due to the motion of the body. Okay, energy gained due to the motion. Adukku vandu or expression irukku, that is nothing but half into mv square. Okay, and we can also mention in the kinetic energy vanda, we can also mention in terms of momentum, and that will be coming as p square by 2. Okay, va? So half mv square da in the kinetic energy. In terms of momentum, we can also say it is nothing but p square by 2. And I have to tell you, in the kinetic energy vanda always vanda positive agapora. Always vanda positive agapora. Ye we know it is half mv square. Idla vanda negative agapora. I mean, mass vandu always positive. The 1/2 vanda constant da. So velocity mattum da there is a possibility to have a negative value. Ana vanda we have v square. Ipo vanda in the velocity -2. Okay, ipo vanda in the velocity -2 da. Analum what will happen? -2 whole square vanda 4. Okay, 2 square vanda 4. Correct? So adanala in the kinetic energy vanda it will be always positive, and it is a scalar quantity, and idoda unit vanda. Okay, so now I can say that in the kinetic energy na it is a scalar quantity, adoda value vantu always I mean whatever be the case, okay, whatever be the case, it can only have positive value. Yena adla vandu half irukku, m irukku, v square irukku. So in the v mattum da there is a possibility to have negative value. So adanala even if you are taking the square, what will happen? It will be coming as positive. புரிஞ்சுதா everybody? Everybody understood? Yes or no? Please let me know in the chat box. So இதுதான் வந்து kinetic energy la what we need to study first. Okay? Yes, hi. So இப்போ வந்து I'm going for the work energy theorem. Okay, work energy theorem. Okay, so இது வந்து ரொம்ப important ஆன concept தான். Major questions you can expect from here. Work energy theorem. Okay, work energy theorem na very simple. Okay, now I'm talking about a body over here which is having mass, and it is moving with a velocity u. புரிஞ்சுதா? I have a body which is having mass m. Okay, so அது வந்து horizontal smooth surface la இருக்கு. இப்போ வந்து I'm going to apply some force on this. Okay, I'm going to apply some force on this. அந்த moment la what will happen? Okay, இது வந்து easy u velocity la it is going. ஆனா வந்து sudden I'm giving some force. அப்படினா what will happen? In the u வந்து change ஆக போற. கரெக்ட்டா? இந்த u வந்து change ஆக போற. So after some time due to this force it will travel a distance that is going to be s, and in the velocity வந்து it will be coming as v. புரிஞ்சுதா? Very simple. இப்போ வந்து I was just going with a velocity u, and somebody has pushed me from back. Okay, so now I'll increase my velocity. Okay, u to v. So in the moment I can say v square which is equal to u square plus 2as. According to the equations of motion, can I write it like this? Yes or no? Can I write it like this? Yes or no? V square is equal to U square plus 2as. இப்போ வந்து I'm just going to rearrange. ஏன்னா இந்த acceleration, okay, இந்த acceleration, இந்த particle-ஓட acceleration, இந்த U வந்து V இருக்கு. So அது I mean what is the meaning of that? அதுல வந்து acceleration இருக்கு. அந்த acceleration னா என்ன? The applied force divided by mass. அப்படினா I'm going to rewrite this V square which is equal to U square plus 2 into F by M into S. Understood everybody? Okay? Okay? So now on the physics faculty, okay, if you want basic integration, differentiation, already I have done one video, Jenny. So you can just check out those videos. Okay, va? Understood? Okay. Okay, done. So I'm just rearranging. V square minus U square will be coming as 2Fs by M. Appadina, I'm just taking all these quantities. I'm just keeping S over here. So M into V square minus U square divided by 2F, which is equal to S. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just rearranging this. Okay, wow. So in the F code, I'm taking over here. Okay, in the F code, I'm taking over here. Okay, so all the problem will be sorted. So now half into M into V square. Okay, I'm giving it individually. Minus half into mu square, which is equal to, in the F into S na enna guys? F into S, force into displacement na enna? Force into displacement. Can you give me the answer now? Force into displacement. We have studied somewhere. Yes, it is nothing but the work. And now checking on the left hand side. Half mv square minus half mu square. V na after final adoda velocity. U na initial velocity. Appadina very good, very good. So idu vandu final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Okay, so adu vandu nothing but work. Okay, so appadina I can say the change in kinetic energy vanda nothing but work done, important relation, and you can also specify the work done by all forces. Okay, work done by all forces will be coming as change in kinetic energy. Okay, work done by all forces, all the conservative, non-conservative, all the forces will be coming as the work done. Rompa important ana concept change in kinetic energy, which is equal to work. Okay, in the concept vanda rompa important, study well, do maximum number of problems from this. Okay, understood everybody? Yes or no? Can I let me know in the chat box, everybody? I'm getting good response. Thank you so much, guys. And also, marakama like panniko, share panniko, subscribe panniko. Yena in the channel like NEET 2026 kaga ungalku veniya all the videos will be here. Okay, so adanala da solren. And as I mentioned, ipo vandu ungalku personal attention mukkiyamna, you can just check out in the description box. Adula vandu Nambikai batch we are launching on March 16th. So adanala vandu if you want, you can just check out that also. Okay, so now we are going for another concept which we have already studied. Okay, very simple concept. Conservative force and non-conservative force. Okay, so in the difference vandu romba simple ah irukku. Okay, conservative force na enna guys? It is only depending upon the initial and final points. Okay, initial and final points. And on the non-conservative, it is path dependent. It is not just depending upon the initial and final. It is also depending upon the path. Yes, understood? Yes, Ziva, NEET Nampikai is on fire. Okay, so now we got it. And I can also say in the central forces. Okay, in the central forces it is always known as the conservative force. Central forces na enna? In the Coulomb force, electrostatic force, in the magnetic force, idellame vanda central force da. Adellame it is considered as the conservative force. Okay, ipo vanda the forces which is depending upon velocity, friction arika and viscous force arika. So these are all coming under the non-conservative force. Okay, and again another important point which we should study here is Okay, we understood it is depending upon only the initial and final points, and all the central forces are conservative forces. And third point வந்து ரொம்ப important தான், work done by the conservative force over a closed path வந்து 0. இது வந்து முக்கியமான டாபிக், or let's say point தான். I mean, we are not studying this we are studying in this chapter. ஆனா வந்து, I mean, if you are just checking on the rest of the whole chapters in the topic, I mean, எங்க பார்த்தாலும் நீ அப்படிதான் இந்த statement எங்க பார்த்தாலும் இருக்கு. So அதனால you should study in the work done by conservative force on a closed path will be coming as 0. ஆனா இங்க வந்து it is not equal to 0. Okay, and work done by conservative force na adula vandu the mechanical energy, total mechanical energy vandu constant aga pore. Okay, constant aga pore, which means kinetic energy plus potential energy. In case of conservative force la vandu always adu vandu constant ஆ இருக்கும். ஆனா வந்து நான் கன்சர்வேட்டிவ்ல என்ன ஆக போற, this is not going to be constant. There will be some heat energy. Okay, there will be a loss in the form of heat energy. If you are talking about friction, air resistance, viscous force, idhula ellame வந்து there is a heat loss. Okay, or heat energy is developed apart from the mechanical energy. அதனால we cannot say this is constant. The mechanical energy வந்து in the non conservative force la வந்து it is not going to be constant. Understood everybody? All the points வந்து important da. Everyone should learn each and every point. ஏனா வந்து இந்த concept we are studying as a simple topic here. ஆனா வந்து this is applying in different chapters. புரிஞ்சுதா? If you understood, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Yes, very good. As I mentioned, marakama like paniko guys. Okay, yes. So now let us go for the another topic. So I mean, when you want the lunch break, you just let me know in the chat box. I will give you the lunch break. Okay, so let us go for the another one important topic. Adu vanda nothing but the potential energy. Okay, இது வந்து nothing but the potential energy. புரிஞ்சுதா? Very simple. Okay, potential energy that we are going to discuss next. Potential energy na, I have to tell you few things. You should study this. Potential energy வந்து always associated with the conservative force. You cannot define potential energy for non-conservative. அதுதான் வந்து first important. Okay, only for conservative force. இது வந்து ரொம்ப important. Potential energy வந்து always associated with the conservative force. Okay, இப்போ வந்து இந்த force வந்து attractiveனா இந்த u வந்து நெகட்டிவ் ஆக போறே. இப்போ வந்து இது repulsiveனா, okay, repulsiveனா இந்த u வந்து it will be positive. புரிஞ்சதாடா? Very simple concept. In the potential energy வந்து always associated with the conservative force. Okay, non-conservative force க்கு வந்து you cannot even define this potential energy. First point. Second வந்து, இப்போ வந்து இந்த two forces வந்து, okay, let us say I'm talking about two equal charges. Okay, two equal charges, and let us say like charges. In the like charges na, okay, in the two like charges na, we can say that there will be a repulsive force. So repulsion na in the potential energy வந்து positive ஆக போகுது. இப்போ வந்து unlike charge na in the force வந்து attractive na what will happen in the potential energy வந்து it is nothing but negative. Okay, again important point. And I can also say in the work done, okay, another important point, the work done against conservative force is stored as the potential energy. Okay, rompa major. If you are studying potential energy, in the 4 points வந்து ரொம்ப important. Study well. Okay, study well. Okay, so first one the only for conservative force, and if you're doing work against this conservative force na adu vandu stored as the potential energy, and if the force is attractive adu vandu negative, repulsive na adu vandu positive. Important ana points da. Okay, and எப்பவுமே in the potential energy, okay, everybody used to say potential energy at that point is mgh. Okay, correct? Okay, let us say if this is the ground. Okay, I'm lifting something to a height h. Okay, இது வந்து height h. அப்படினா what you will say, potential energy வந்து அந்த பாயிண்ட்ல mgh. Okay, actually speaking we are talking about the change in potential. Okay, இது வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஆன கான்செப்ட். ஏனா வந்து ஸ்கூல்ல வந்து I mean from your childhood 8th ல இருந்து you are studying about potential energy and everything. ஆனா அந்த மொமெண்ட்ல you have studied something wrong. அதனால தான் I'm correct பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கேன். So just focus on this. எப்பவுமே we are talking about delta U. Okay, delta U na enna? Final potential energy minus initial potential energy. Okay, idhula vandu as I mentioned initial potential energy na adu vandu reference point. Okay, எப்பவுமே potential energy, if you wanted to tell about potential energy na you should have a reference point. So in the case la I'm taking this as a reference point, and on the point la potential energy I'm assuming it is 0. Correct? Purinchuda? We have to take the potential energy. Important ana concept da. If you are still learn whatever be the mistake you have learned, you are not going to get score in NEET. Okay, so I mean clear ah purinjukko. Ipo vanda potential energy na eppovume we will talk about the change in potential energy. Okay, always we will talk about the change in potential energy, and change in potential energy na you will be consider a reference point. Adha vandu the initial point. Okay, and the reference point la you will say that it will be coming as 0. Okay, and the reference point la irukra potential energy vandu 0. Appadina you will be applying here in the point la vandu mgh minus in the point la vandu 0. So appadina we will say the potential energy which is coming as mgh. Got it, everybody? Everybody understood? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you just give me the answer for this? Understood or not? Yes, very good. So appadina all the time in each of the cases wherever you discuss about the potential energy, and the point illa or reference point irukum, and the reference point base panni da we will be talk about the potential energy. Okay, so now you got delta U which is equal to mgh. Okay, so idu vanda gravitational potential energy. Okay, idu vanda gravitational potential energy. Okay, so next one we are going to discuss a very important relation, that is nothing but F is equal to minus du by dr. Okay, important. As I mentioned, you will study in this chapter, ana vandu you are going to apply in different chapters. Adinala da solra, so you guys have to study this properly. Okay, so F is equal to the negative gradient of potential. Okay, in the relation vanda romba important. So if I'm doing FDR, I'll be getting minus du, or otherwise if I'm doing integral minus FDR na, I will be getting the potential energy relation. Romba important. Okay, relation vanda romba important da. Study well before starting any other chapter. Yena few chapters want the base chapters. Okay, if you even know these chapters, the rest of the chapters is going to be easy. Adanala da solra, you should study these concepts very well. Okay, now I'm going for the potential energy curve and equilibrium. Okay, we are going for the potential energy curve and equilibrium. Shall we go for it? Are you guys ready? Ready now? Give me a fire in the chat box, everybody. Give me a fire in the chat box, everybody. Okay, so now potential energy curve. I have a curve like this. Okay, wow. So ippadida namma curve. Okay, so now I'm just taking few points over here. Idu vanda point A, this is point B, and this is point C. Okay, so inga vanda we have force. Okay, so we have potential energy, and here we have the displacement. புரிஞ்சுதா? We are plotting potential energy and the position. Now, thank you guys, thank you so much. Okay, so இப்போ வந்து இந்த பாயிண்ட்ல, okay, இந்த பாயிண்ட்ல I just wanted to know, or before that, what is the meaning equilibrium? Equilibrium, now what is the first thing striking on your mind? Equilibrium. What is the first thing coming on your mind? Equilibrium. Give me in the chat box. Equilibrium na enna? Equilibrium na, it is nothing but the net force which is coming as 0. The net force is coming as 0. So appadina, we already studied this relation. F is equal to minus du by dr, or let's say I'm just taking x or along this axis, so du by dx or du by dr, whatever it may be. Okay, so ipo vanda f is equal to minus du by dx. Appadina you guys have to tell me point A, B, C la what is going to be the force. How we will be finding force? So ipo vanda idu u and r graph da. Okay, so what is the slope of this graph? What is the slope of u and the position graph? What is that? It is nothing but the minus of, correcta? So idoda slope வந்து du by dr, or let's say du by dx. அப்படினா that is nothing but equal to minus f. Are you guys getting it? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat box. You guys are getting it or what? Okay, very important concept in the equilibrium. So ipo வந்து very simple ana concept. What we have done, so we have taken 3 points. Okay, A, B, C. Okay, in the point, like if I'm finding the slope, okay, slope na how we will be finding it? We will just go for the tangent at this points, correct? So what is the tangent? It is coming as 0. So I can say that at point A, B, C, the thing is like in the du by dr வந்து 0. அப்படினா இந்த force வந்து 0. Okay, so in the force வந்து இந்த 3 points la இந்த force வந்து 0. So now I can say that this 3 points, at this 3 points and the particle வந்து equilibriumல தான் இருக்கு. ஏனா force வந்து 0. Okay, அந்த pointல force வந்து 0 தான். அதனால I can say that it is nothing but in equilibrium. Okay, now I'm just taking few more points. Okay, now you guys have to tell me in the points la what is going to happen. So let me just take this as D and E. Okay, so in the point D, okay, point D la vanda what is going to be the force? Is going to be positive or negative? Point D, okay, in the point la what is going to be the force? In the force vanda positive or negative? Can you just give me the answer? Force vanda negative or positive? So first of all we should go for the tangent, correct? We should go for the tangent. So when I'm talking about the tangent, in the angle one, it is making an angle which is more than the 90 degree obtuse angle. So appadina tan theta will be coming in the second quadrant. Second quadrant na enna achu? And the value வந்து negative da. So adanala in the case illa at D, okay, at D, what is happening? At D la vanda in the slope du by dr vanda negative. Okay, and du by dr na enna? Du by dr na enna? We have mentioned somewhere over here. Yes, minus f. So appadina I can say that in the f vanda minus of this value, that will be coming as positive. Understood everybody? Yes or no? Very simple concept. What I have done, this is what the graph we have. Okay, this is what the graph we have, and I took a point over here. I draw the tangent over here. I understood in the theta வந்து more than 90 degree da. அப்படினா tan theta வந்து negative da. ஏனா slope. Okay, slope வந்து negative. Slope in the case la enna? We are plotting potential energy and the position. அப்படினா du by dr வந்து negative da. And I know f is nothing but minus of du by dr. Appadina I can say minus of in the value on the negative. So I will be getting positive. In the force one the positive. Next I'm going for the point E. Okay, so on the point first I will go for the tangent. Okay, so at E, what is happening? At E, okay, I'm talking about, okay, I'm talking about this point E. So அந்த பாயிண்ட்ல we know that in the slope வந்து tan theta வந்து பாசிட்டிவ் ஆக போற. Why it is going to be positive? ஏனா இந்த angle made with the axis வந்து acute angle. So definitely what will happen in the tan theta வந்து it will be coming as positive. So அப்படினா du by dr வந்து positive. So f na minus of du by dr. So now I can say இது வந்து negative. Force வந்து negative. Okay va? So in the madri da we will be finding the slope using, or let's say force using the u and r graph. Now coming to the equilibrium. Okay, coming to the equilibrium. So we understood A, B, C are under equilibrium, correct? So we have this graph over here, and we understood at point A, B and C இது வந்து equilibriumல தான் இருக்கு. ஏனா வந்து force வந்து 0. ஏனா இந்த graph or slope of du by dr at A, B, C வந்து 0. இப்போ வந்து I just wanted to define stable, unstable and neutral equilibrium. All are in equilibrium, that we understood. No more confusions on it. Okay, all the three points A, B, C வந்து it is nothing but at equilibrium. ஏனா வந்து du by dr வந்து 0, which means f is equal to 0. இப்போ வந்து confusion என்ன? இதுல வந்து which point is representing stable, which point is representing unstable, which point is representing neutral. So stable na very simple guys. Stable na when we will say we are stable, when we are calmly sleeping, correct? So which means when it has minimum potential energy. Okay, stable na enna? When it is coming as minimum potential energy. Unstable na enna? It is nothing but representing the maximum potential energy. And neutral na, it is having no energy, or let's say there is no such reaction towards it. Okay, so now I'm just talking about we have understood in the three cases la vanda du by dr is equal to 0. Here also du by dr வந்து 0. Here also du by dr வந்து 0. இப்போ வந்து we are going back to the basic mathematics, maxima and minima condition. Okay, so அந்த minima கிடைக்கிறதுக்காக what should be the second derivative value, positive or negative? To get the minima in the second derivative வந்து it should be positive. Okay, and when it comes to here, d square u by dx square should be negative for maxima. So unstable equilibrium na, you should understand when we are taking the second derivative, basic mathematics, you can go back and you can check it. Okay, so in the basic mathematics we are discussing about it. So when we are taking the second derivative, and the second derivative of value it is supposed to be negative. Okay, simple, I will be giving you an idea. Okay, let us say there is a small baby is sleeping in front of us. Okay, a very small baby is sleeping in front of us. And first one, what we are going to do? We are going to disturb that baby. Okay, so obviously what will happen guys? If you are disturbing the baby will be get disturbed, and again, okay, again the baby is just disturbed, cried, again coming or going back to the sleep. Okay, which means we made a disturbance, and it is again coming back to the position. Which means, let me say, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பவுல் இருக்கு. Okay, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பவுல் இருக்கு. So இதுல வந்து ஒரு ball இருக்கு. Okay, now I'm applying some force. So at the moment what will happen? It will go like this. Again it will come, and it will eventually come back to its equilibrium position. At the moment I can say that the particle வந்து equilibrium. Even if we made the disturbance, and that disturbance is not affecting, it will again come back to its equilibrium position. Now I will say that is stable. Purinjudha? Simple, we have disturbed the baby, and the baby again going back to the sleep. Okay, then we can say that it will be in the stable equilibrium. Next one, the unstable. Same, I'm just keeping the bowl like this, and இப்போ வந்து in the point la இந்த bowl இருக்கு. Okay, it is it is not moving, it is at rest. Ana வந்து I have given some force. It will come back to this original position? No, it cannot come back to the equilibrium, which means we made a disturbance, and on the disturbance nala it is amplified again. புரிஞ்சுதா? Voice is not audible. Can I let me know in the chat box, everybody? Am I audible? Yes or no? Let me check. Hello, 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 hello. Voice okay, va? Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, it's audible. No issues. Jiva. Okay. So, Ipavanta, what we have discussed? Okay. Yeah. So now what we have discussed, we were discussing about the unstable equilibrium. So in the unstable equilibrium, what we said, the baby is sleeping. Okay, we made the disturbance. Ana baby வந்து started crying, not going back to the sleep. Okay, or otherwise in the ball வந்து disturb ஆச்சு. Okay, அதோட equilibrium position வந்து alter ஆச்சு. ஆனா again it is not coming back to the equilibrium position. Then I will call it as unstable equilibrium. இப்போ வந்து நியூட்ரல்னா very simple. Let us say we have disturbed the baby. Okay, and the baby வந்து started crying. Again he got another place to sleep. Okay, started sleeping with the new position. Okay, so equilibrium, I mean it was in equilibrium, ஆனா disturbance ஆச்சு, அதுக்கப்புறம் it got new position, அதுல வந்து still it is happy with it. Okay, so இதுதான் வந்து இந்த three stable or the three equilibrium, in the stable, unstable and the neutral equilibrium. இது வந்து ரொம்ப important ஆன concept. As I mentioned, this we need not just for this chapter, for every chapter. If you are just checked on this electrostatics, magnetism, in all chapters we need this concept. We are using this concept. Purinjida? So these are the things we should know about the equilibrium. Okay, yes, I will try to do it. Okay, Santosh. Okay, so now we are going for a very small break. So on the break kapram we can just meet again by 1:45 will be fine. Okay, so we are going for the lunch break. Okay, we are going for the lunch break and we will resume at 1:45 p.m. Have your lunch, have a walk and come back on time. We can just restart again. Okay, wa? So see you guys. Let's meet after some time. Bye, Damodara. Let us continue the session. Are you guys here? Yes or no? Please let me know. Shall we continue? Okay, let us go for the next topic. Okay, ellarume like have had a good lunch. I hope so. So that's a special irundirucha. Yes or no? So, we are going to, we have discussed about the potential energy. So, potential energy, as we discussed, the work done against the conservative force and conservative force, non-conservative force, and the difference, rompa important, you have to go through it. As I mentioned, work energy power, in the conservative, non-conservative, and the difference, question kekuma. Correct? If I'm just telling you the answer, no. The thing is like, it will be asked in different, and the multiple concept concept what you have studied right now. Okay, so now let us go for the conservation of mechanical energy. Okay, conservation of mechanical energy. So mechanical energy, it is nothing but the kinetic energy plus potential energy. Combined, we will say it as the mechanical energy. Now, there is only one thing. Okay, there is only conservative force. Okay, if I'm taking a system, and the system conservative force act okay, and the internal force is conservative force. There is no external force. There is no non-conservative force. I can say that only the condition is only conservative force. Okay, only இப்போ வந்து conservative force மட்டும்தான் இந்த சிஸ்டத்துல இருக்குறதுனா we can say that in the total mechanical energy வந்து எப்பவுமே constant தான், which means the initial kinetic energy plus initial potential energy will be equal to the final kinetic energy plus final potential energy. Okay, only when we can say இதுல வந்து conservative force மட்டும்தான் act பண்ணிருக்கு. அந்த சிஸ்டத்துல வந்து only conservative force தான் இருக்கு, no external force, no non-conservative force. அப்படினா we can say that there will be, we can just go for the condition, the mechanical energy will be constant all the time. If I'm representing it graphically, I could say that this is how the graph. Okay, so now the potential energy reduces and it has reached the zero, and again it will be increasing. And the moment in the potential energy maximum aagura and the point la vandu kinetic energy minimum, and potential energy vandu zero aagura moment la vandu kinetic energy vandu it is going to be maximum. Okay, ana vandu all the time in the kinetic energy and potential energy adoda sum vandu always it is going to be constant. Ipo vandu I have another one case also. What we have discussed, the work done by all forces. Okay, all forces equal to change in kinetic energy. Work done by all forces now, work done by conservative force plus work done by non-conservative delta K. Correct? So now we have already mentioned in the work done against the conservative force is stored as the potential energy. I can say that in the work done by conservative force, I'm rewriting it as minus delta U. Minus delta U plus work done by non-conservative will be equal to change in kinetic energy. In the work done by non-conservative force, or let's say if there is an external force, I can say the work done by the external force will be coming as change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy. Okay, so இதுதான் வந்து modified work energy theorem. If you wanted to find the work done by non-conservative force, you can do this thing. You can just add the change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy. We can just write, okay, work done by non-conservative force, Kf minus Ki plus Uf minus Ui. Okay, so this is how we can just go for the what is a work done by non-conservative force. Purinjida? Everybody understood? Please let me know in the chat box. Everybody, if you got, if you understood, please let me know in the chat box. Yes or no? Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. As I mentioned in the channel NEET 2026 kaga we are going to do a lot of things. Okay, so ipo vanda we have this spring force. Okay, spring force na enna, idu vanda nothing but the restoring force. Okay, when we stretch, okay, when we stretch or compress a spring, okay, when we stretch or compress a spring, adla we know that I have compressed this. When I'm removing this force, it will come back to its original dimension. Correct? So adanala I can say that I have applied some force. Ana to regain its original dimension, to regain its original position, it is coming, I mean it should have some force, right? So on the force da what we are calling it as restoring force. If I have compressed it like this, there is a force stored on it. Correct? We have compressed it and there is a force on it. Appadina, just listen what is happening right now. What is happening right now? This is increase. The force we are increasing, and the same amount of force will be developed in the opposite direction of applied force. Okay, இப்போ let me just tell you, இதுதான் நம்ம spring. Okay, இதுதான் நம்ம spring. Okay, so initially இதோட position இப்படி இருக்கு. ஆனா I'm applying some force. அப்போ we can see that இதோட extension இவ்ளோ இருக்கு. Okay, so now what happened? When I'm applying a force, இதுல extension இருக்கு. அந்த extension x. மறக்காம like பண்ணிக்கோடா. Okay, now what I said? இப்போ I'm removing the force. Okay, if I'm removing the force, அந்த momentல it will again come back to original. So அதனால I can say that there is a restoring force developed in the opposite direction of displacement, or let's say applied force. அதனால I can say that that is nothing but the spring force. அப்படினா in the spring force I can say that it will be proportional to x. Okay, இப்போ I'm applying this much of force, extension is இவ்ளோதான். Okay, and again again I'm increasing, again the spring force the restoring force will increase. ஏனா இதுக்கு again it needs to come back to its original dimension, and next again I'm increasing. So whenever I'm increasing the force applied, the displacement also increases, and when I'm releasing, I can see that the same amount of force is developed inside, or let's say in the opposite direction, to regain its dimension. So அதனால I can say that in the spring force proportional to x. I will also add a negative sign. Yeah, why? What is the reason for that negative sign? Can you just get me the answer in the chat box? Okay, அதோட reason என்ன? இப்போ in the x value or let's say if I'm representing force is proportional to minus x, and the minus represent பண்றது என்ன? Yes, in the restoring force and displacement opposite direction ல இருக்கு, and in the negative sign indicates that the directions opposite. Okay, in the directions opposite தான். புரிஞ்சுதா everybody? I hope everybody got it. Very simple concept da. When we are applying some force on the spring, there will be a restoring force developed in between, and that is exactly in the opposite direction of displacement, and that force will be proportional to minus x. Very good, thank you. Evening star, right? Okay, so இப்போ we understood this one. Proportionality change பண்றதுக்காக we are introducing a constant, அது minus k. Okay, minus kx. Okay, k na that is nothing but the spring constant. இது individual spring க்கு different ஆக போறேன். Okay, spring constant value. Okay va? So இப்போ we understood the spring force இருக்கு, அதோட value minus kx. Next in the chapter we are talking about the work done, or let's say potential energy. So in the case if we know the force is equal to minus kx na, we should know the potential energy. How we will be finding the potential energy? This is varying force da. I can go for f dx. And when I'm substituting this, I will be getting, while I'm integrating, I'll be getting kx square by 2, which means half into k into x square the potential energy stored in the spring. Okay, the potential energy stored in the spring. In the equation kuda important da, gravitational potential energy mgh da, and in the spring oda potential energy half kx square. Purinjida da everybody? I hope everybody got it. Am I right or wrong? Okay, So இப்போ வந்து we understood this one, half kx square. மறக்காம like பண்ணிக்கோ, share பண்ணிக்கோ, subscribe பண்ணிக்கோ. And if you wanted to join in the Nambikai batch, in the description box ல link இருக்கு, you can just get the details on it. Okay. So now we got the potential energy, that is nothing but half kx square. Okay, understood? Everybody got it? Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Evening Star and Damodara. Thank you so much. Okay, so இப்போ வந்து we are going for one thing. We have a spring over here. Okay, this is fixed. And now this is, let me say it is stable. Okay, and there is a mass m. Okay, which is at a height h. Okay, which is at a height h. Now I'm releasing the mass. So what will happen basically? What will happen? In the spring it will be, okay, it will be compress a bit. Correct? Compress a bit. And on the compression x tha. Okay, va? So initially in the spring it is h height above the spring. Okay, and what will happen now? I have released this mass, so definitely in the mass it will fall on this, and in the spring compress aga pore. So in the moment we should apply the conservation of energy. Conservation of energy na in the first case initial total mechanical energy in the beginning. Okay, so if you are considering, I'm considering in the point the potential energy 0 na. Okay, due to the gravitational potential energy 0 na, idu mgh. Okay, so idoda potential energy, total potential energy mgh. Adula kinetic energy la it will be coming as 0. So அப்படினா we have on the right hand side. Right hand side la பாக்கும்போது what is happening right now? What is happening right now? So இதுல initially it was here. And now it has reduced in the position reduce for a x height. Okay, appadina I can say that it will be coming as mgx, and I will also add a negative sign. Why that negative sign? What is the reason for it? What is the reason for it? Minus mgx. Yena potential energy in the point 0. Above na positive, down na negative. Okay, and also in the spring order potential energy irukku. So I can say that this is going to be the equation. So in the chapter you can expect this kind of questions, different types of questions you can expect. mgh da and the energy in the beginning stage la. After that what happened? Yes, and the potential energy due to the position it has reduced a height x, adanala and the potential energy minus gx, and it is compressed. Due to that there is a potential energy, spring potential energy stored in the spring, adu half into kx square. புரிஞ்சுதா? So இந்த மாதிரி questions தான் you can expect for the class, exam. Okay, next let us say here is a fixed point. Okay, now we have a spring over here. Okay, so we have a block of mass which is coming with a velocity v. Okay, wow. I mean in the block it is coming with a velocity v. Okay, and after some time it will hit on this spring. Appadina you should tell me what is going to be the initial energy. In the height is not going to change, adanala I am now talking about the gravitational potential energy. Ipo initially I have the kinetic energy, adu half mv square. Okay, next when it is hitting on the spring, there will be a displacement, or let's say there will be a compression happen, and I'm going to tell you that compression is x. Appadina I can say that this will be coming as half into kx square. Half will be get cancelled, so I can say that mv square divided by k root will be coming as x, or let's say root of m by k into v will be coming as the compression happened, or let's say the displacement happened. Understood everybody? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, done. So now we have only one more topic. Adukapram we can just go for the our problems. Okay, so problems da innekume problems. So adanal let us just finish the topic, then we can just go for the problem. So this is nothing but power. Okay, power na inna rate of change of, or let's say work done per unit time is known as the power, or let's say energy divided by time. Okay, so ipo we have to walk from this point to that point. Okay, so on the time, let us say I'm just finishing. Let's say this is 1 meter. Okay, so in the 1 meter finish pandradhukaga, I am taking 2 seconds. Okay, and another one person is taking 4 seconds. So if I'm asking you who is more powerful, na, you will say yes, ma'am is more powerful. Yena vandu in the 1 meter she finished in 2 seconds, and another person has finished in 4 seconds. Adanala we can say that it is nothing but the work done per, or let's say energy per unit time da in the power. And power order unit enna, give me the answer in the chat box. Power order unit enna, everybody you should tell me what is the unit of power. What is the unit of power? We know energy na, or let's say this work done na, joule. Okay, so I can go for joule per second, or let's say I can go for watt. Okay, and in the huge, let us, if you are buying a motor, or let's say the engine, everything will be having a unit which is represented as horsepower, and we can say that 1 horsepower, 1 HP is nothing but 746 watt. So in the relation kuda you should know, and most of the cases they won't give this values, so you guys have to know about this conversion as well. 746 watt, which is equal to 1 horsepower. Purinjida? Everybody got it? Yes or no? Okay. So, ipo we got the power. Okay. Power work done na F dot dr divided by time. Okay. I'm just taking dt. Okay. Because I have taken a very small displacement. So, dr by dt. So, this will be coming as force into velocity. This is the another expression for the what to say, power. Okay. Ipo if I'm plotting power versus time graph. Okay, what I have plotted, power versus time graph. Okay, now you should tell me, let me just say this is how the graph. Okay, this is how the graph. What is the area? Okay, area under the power time curve. Can you just tell me? Area under the power time na, it will be nothing but P into dt. Correct? So we will be taking a very small element, and that will be coming as P into dt. Idoda sum the what we are talking about. It is nothing but the work done. Okay, so we are getting the area under the power time curve is nothing but the work done. Next one, another graph you should know. I am plotting work versus time. I'm getting a graph like this. Now you should tell me what is going to be the slope of this graph. What is going to be the slope? Very simple. Work by time. It is nothing but power. So you should know all this important graphs, and what is going to be the slope and the area under the curve is very, very important. Okay. Next, we are going to discuss something again very important. Let us say we have a mass M, which is at rest, and let's say it is starting from the origin. Okay, we have a mass, it is at rest in the beginning, and it is starting from the origin along the x-axis. Okay, Purinjida, and with a constant power P. Now you have to find the relation between velocity and time. Okay, we need to find the relation between velocity and time. So, this is an important concept. The question we are doing, but this you have to apply in questions. Okay, so you have to be very careful while we are doing it. Okay, so what I said, so in the mass M irukku, initial velocity 0 at rest la irukku, and it is starting from the origin and it is moving along the x-axis. And what we need to find, guys, we just need to find the relation between velocity and time. So adukkaga very simple thing is there. Okay, now we know this power is equal to force into velocity. Correct? And force, I'm rewriting it as mass into acceleration into velocity. Mass into acceleration na enna dv by dt into v. Appadina, I'm just going for rearranging this side. I'm taking m towards here. Okay, dt towards here, and right now I have v dv there. Now I'm integrating both the sides. Okay, va? This is from 0 to t and this is from 0 to v. Purinjida. So we are going to integrate in the constant power. The question it is already mentioned the constant power da. So adanala I can say that p by m the constant, integral dt, which is equal to v into integral V. Sorry, we can just go for integral V into dt. Okay, so now P by M, integral dt na T, and here we will be getting V square by 2. Okay, wow. So now we have to just rearrange to P by M T, which is equal to V square. Appadina V vanda 2P by M root, or let's say all raised to half, and T raised to half. Appadina I can say V is proportional to T to the power 1 by 2. Everybody got it? Yes or no? So as I mentioned, in the relation by heart, or let's say if you know this process, study it. Yena questions we are applying this. Okay, this is not going to come as a single question. In the concept use panni, we have to solve the problems. So velocity time relation. There is a body which is having a mass m, and the initial velocity 0 da, and it is starting from origin, and we are applying a constant power in a, what will happen? Velocity proportional to t raised to half. Okay, so we got V is proportional to T to the power 1 by 2. And what is the final relation? Root of 2P by M T to the power 1 by 2, which is equal to V. Now, I just wanted to know the relation between the distance and time. Okay, either we got the relation. Now on the distance and time relation. Appadina very simple. Velocity na enna dx by dt, which is equal to root 2p by m t to the power 1 by 2. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to take dt over there. This is the constant, so it is not even we need to consider. So dt. Okay, now what we need to do to get the displacement, you should integrate. So in the left hand side you will be getting x, and right hand side la 2pm in the constant da, and t to the power 1 by 2 will be coming as t to the power 3 by 2. Got it, everybody? Yes or no? Yes or no? So this is how we will be doing for the distance relation. Okay, so these relations are also important. Now let us go for the questions. Are you guys ready? Ready? Now give me a fire in the chat box, please. Everybody give me a fire in the chat box if you are ready to solve the questions. Everybody, I hope you can read the questions, right? Yes. So first question, a body of mass m is moving in a circle of radius r with a constant speed v. Okay, the force on the body is mv square by r, and it is directed towards the center. What is the work done by the force in moving the body over half of the circumference of the circle? Can you give me the answer quickly? You can give the answer very quickly. Yena one simple question da. And already we have discussed this concept also. Everybody, please. This is a very simple question, and you cannot expect this kind of easy question in NEET exam. Avlo easy da. In the concept we have already discussed also. Those who are coming new, as I mentioned, subscribe the channel, also like the video. You can also later you can just check on this video. What is going to be the answer? It is going to be 0. Why? Why? A body of mass m moving in a circle, okay, with radius r, with constant speed v. The force on the body is mv square by r. Okay, that is the centripetal force towards the center and directed towards the center. What is the work done by force in moving? And the displacement will be in this direction. Force will be always perpendicular to it. We can say F and displacement perpendicular arike. So adinala when we are finding the work done, F yes cos 90 it will come, it will leads to 0. So the answer 0. Purinjadada everybody. Now you can go for this question. Again, very simple question. We know how to do the cross product, correct? So ipa we have F, which is equal to 3i plus Cj plus 2k. This is F. Yes, minus 4i plus 2j, minus is there, right? Yeah, plus 3k. Okay, and இதோட work done வந்து 6 joules தான். அப்படினா இந்த C value தான் you have to find. Find the cross product everybody. I'll give time. Okay, we already did this similar question, so I don't think you will be having any confusion for this question. Find the dot product, that's it. Nothing else. Everybody. மறக்காம like பண்ணிக்கோ, share பண்ணிக்கோ, subscribe பண்ணிக்கோ. Okay, and do the question and give me the answer. You guys can do it. Easy question. Easy question, easy question. I'll give one more minute. Do as soon as possible and give me the answer. The class we are watching and we are taking notes. You have to do questions for the physics to get a good score. Okay, if you're just looking for 30-40 marks in physics, now you can just listen the class. Theory questions you will be getting 30-40 marks. Okay, and if you wanted to get good marks na 150 plus or 130 plus na, you have to practice the numericals. Illana, you are not going to get any, you are not going to be eligible. Okay, understood? So adnala da solre, please try to do it. So work done na F dot S. So I can go for Fs Sx plus Fy Sy plus Fz Sz. So appadina we can just check what is Fx. Fx na 3. Okay, 3 into Sx na minus 4 plus this is nothing but Fy C into Sy the 2 plus. Okay, this one the 2 and this is going to be 3. So we got it minus 12 plus 2C plus 6 the 6 joules. The answer is given. Okay, now you can see that minus 12 and plus 6 the minus 6 plus 2Z is equal to 6 joules. We are taking the 6 over here, so we will be getting 2C which is equal to 6. Appadina we will be getting C which is equal to, sorry, this will be 12. Okay, because minus 6 plus 6 will be 12. So C the 12 by 2 which will be coming as 6. So hence we can say option C is going to be the right answer. Very good, very good, very good. Super, super. Now let us go for the next question. Okay, a particle of mass m1 is moving with a velocity v1. Okay, we have m1. That's moving with a velocity v1. m2 which is moving with a velocity v2. Both of them have the same momentum. Okay, so p1 which is equal to p2 which is equal to p. And there are different kinetic energies. This is what the kinetic energy for the first one. This is what the kinetic energy for the second one. If m1 is greater than m2, what is going to be the relation between this E1 and E2? E1 is going to be equal to E2, or let's say E1 is greater than E2, or E1 is less than E2. What is going to be that relation? That is what we need to find. Very simple. We have to just use one simple equation. This will give you an answer. Okay, so the momentum same it has given the hint. Okay, hint and momentum same da. Momentum same na, we can just relate kinetic energy momentum relation, and the relation mattum you have to think. And the relation enna, kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2. So now you can just do this. Try it, everybody. How to do it? Very simple. E1 which is nothing but p square divided by 2m1. E2 which is nothing but p square divided by 2m2, which means if you are taking the ratio p square will be gone, 2 will be get cancelled, and finally you will be getting m2 by m1, and it is clearly mentioned m1 is greater than m2. Okay, so apdi which relation is going to be correct? If m1 is, yes, very good, very good. So we will be get it as option A as the right answer. Very good, Damodara. Okay, so now let us go for the next question. A mass of 0.5 kg, mass of 0.5 kg and speed of 1.5 meter per second has a horizontal smooth surface, which means there is no friction. Collide with a nearly weightless spring of force, spring constant the 50 Newton per meter. The maximum compression of the spring would be, okay, similar on a concept we have discussed. A mass is coming with a velocity v, okay, it will collide with the spring. So appadina what is going to be the extension? We already did this question, okay. We didn't use the numbers, anavanta we have used the we just discussed the concept. Now you can just go for this answer. Very simple question. Marakama like panikko guys. Also share with your friends. Maximum you can share. Yenavanta we are going to give a lots of quality content for you people. Okay. So idu vanda just beginning da, and we are as I mentioned, we are planning for a lots of beautiful sessions. Okay. So how to do it? Same. Half mv square. In the kinetic energy it will be converted as potential energy. Half will be gone. So mv square or m by k root v will be giving as the x value. So root of m na 0.5 divided by 50 into v value is 1.5. So idha the x. So you can just do the calculation. And while you're doing the calculation, you will be getting option A, I guess so. Yeah, option A will be the answer. Okay. So, we're going for the next question. A car of mass 1250. Okay. Mass is 1250 kg. Moving with a velocity 30 meter per second, and the engine delivers a power of 30 into 10 to the power 3 watt, while the force due to the surface, which is 750 Newton, what is the maximum acceleration can be given in the car? Okay, so in the question la first of all we can just find the power relation as F into V. Okay, so if you need to know the force provided by the engine, for that we have only one option. We have the power and what is the velocity. Okay, so we know power, which is equal to force into velocity. So I can go for power by velocity. What is going to be power? 30 into 10 to the power 3 divided by velocity is 30, which means 10 to the power 3 as the force due to the force provided by the engine. And now the question is, what is the acceleration? Acceleration, now F, the net force, which is equal to ma. So I can go for F net divided by m, which is equal to acceleration. So appadina I can say that F net, which means already the engine is providing some force. Ana there is a resistive force, from the surface. Adu 750 Newton. Appadina in the force 10 to the power or 1000 divided by the resistive force, which is 750 divided by mass 1250. Okay, and that will be giving you the acceleration. Can you find the answer now? Can you find the answer? Very simple on a question. The first one, you have to find the net force. Adikaga you should find the force provided by the engine. Okay, adikapram you have to subtract from the resistive force, then you will be getting the answer. Got the answer, anybody? Yes or no? Okay, so what is going to be the answer? It's coming as 1 by 5 meter per second square. Next one, find the work done by the force in the following case. Okay, work done now we know if we have a force and very good. Let's see. Okay, work done and the displacement graph na other area. Okay, in the area nothing but the work done. Okay, so appadina this is what A1 and this is what A2. So to find the work done, you can go for A1 minus A2 will give you the answer. Next one, the particle is acted upon by a force of constant magnitude, which is always perpendicular to the velocity of the particle. The motion of the particle takes place in a plane. It follows that. Can you just give me the answer? Just think what is happening here. ஒரு particle இருக்கு, acted upon by a force, அதோட magnitude வந்து constant தான், which is always perpendicular to velocity. Okay, so in the force and velocity வந்து perpendicular. The motion of the particle takes place in a plane. It follows that. So இப்போ வந்து if you know that in the case ல வந்து force and velocity வந்து perpendicular இருக்கு, அதனால வந்து we can just say that in the work done வந்து 0 ஆக போறேன். Okay, so due to this the work done will be 0. We know work done is nothing but change in kinetic energy. அப்படினா which statement will be correct in this case? Can you give me the answer? Okay, so work done will be 0 ஏனா force and displacement வந்து 0 ஆக போறேன். So அந்த angle வந்து perpendicular, so அதனால work done due to this force will be coming as 0. அப்படினா we know as per work energy theorem இந்த work done na change in kinetic energy da. So then you have to tell me what is going to be the answer for this question. Very simple question. You got the idea. Work done which is equal to change in kinetic energy. Very good, Damodara. This will be 0. So change in kinetic energy vandu 0, which means half mv square minus half mu square vandu 0. And we can say that this will be equal. So option C, kinetic energy will be constant. Now we have next question. A body of mass 6 kg under a force which causes displacement, it is given by, the displacement is given as t square by 4. Okay, where t is time. The work done by the force in 2 seconds. Work done by the force in 2 seconds, the question. Can you find it? Work done in 2 seconds. Which equation we can go for it? S is equal to t square by 4. Work done na change in kinetic energy. If you got the displacement, you can find the velocity and you can just substitute. Okay, only one relation, work done which is equal to change in kinetic energy. Find velocity from it, ds by dt, give time value in it, then substitute in the kinetic energy. That will give you the work done. Can you find the answer? Can you find the answer? Can you get me the answer in the chat box, everybody? Get me the answer in the chat box. And those who are coming new, marakama like paniko, share paniko, and subscribe paniko. Yena NEET kaga we are doing a lot of things. And if you want personal attention, you can just use the Nambikai batch. All the details is given in the description box, so you can just check it out. Okay, so let us just find velocity. So velocity will be d by dt of t square by 4. So this will be giving you 1 by 4 into 2t, which means t by 2 as velocity. So now we have to find the initial velocity when t is equal to 0. Okay, when t is equal to 0, appadina that will be coming as 0. Okay, now when t is equal to 2, so 2 by 2 will be coming as 1. Okay, so now you got the initial and final velocities. Okay, so now what is the next step? What is the next step? We should go for the work done. Work done is nothing but change in kinetic energy. So half into m into velocity. It will be coming as 1 square minus 0 square. Very simple. Okay, mass order value is given as 6 kg. So you can just go for 6 by 2, 3 into 1 square minus 0 square. So it will be 1. So 3 joules is going to be the answer. Hence option D. Purinjida? Everybody understood? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. Now we are going for the next question. Work done by a conservative force from A to B. Okay. A to B வந்து 10 joules, B to C வந்து minus 5 joules, D to C வந்து 10 joules. Then to move from D to A, work done. We should find D to A, what is going to be the work done. The only concept, as I mentioned, the only concept in this case, what we need to know, yes, for a closed path, the work done over a closed path one the 0, which means A to A, it must be 0. Appadina I'm writing work done from A to B plus work done from B to C, work done from C to D plus work done from D to A will be equal to 0. This is the concept we have studied in the conservative force. Okay. So, in the questions where nobody is going to ask you directly. So, we have to think, okay, how I'll be applying this. Now, work done by A to B one the 10 joules da, plus B to C one the minus 5 joules da, plus D to C is given 10. So, appadina C to D one the minus 10 joules. So, I'm just marking minus 10 joules. Then we have the D to A, which I'm putting it as 0. Okay. So, now you can just check it. 10 minus 5 and minus 10. So, this will be coming as minus 5 joules plus X, which is equal to 0. Appadina X one the 5 joules plus 5 joules. So, we will be getting option D as the right answer. Purinjida? Everybody got it? Yes or no? Yes, very good, Damodara. So, next one, we are going to deal another question. When a 1 kg mass hangs attached to a spring of length 50 centimeter, mass 1 kg da, spring order length 50 centimeter, okay, and the spring stretches, so which means the extension happened is 2 centimeter. The mass is pulled down until the length of the spring becomes 60 centimeter. Okay, so the L1 I'm putting it as L2, which is coming as 60 centimeter. What is the amount of elastic energy stored in the spring in this condition? And G you can take it as 10 meter per second. So, first you have to find the K value. If you need to find the potential energy, that major thing is nothing but K value. X is there. What is X? What is the extension happened? That's 60 minus 50 what to say, the extension happened. So, we have to find K. So, we know Kx which is equal to, okay, Kx which is equal to mg. So, we can say in the K value one the mg by x. So, m na 1 and g we are taking 10. X one the 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. So, you will be getting the K value. Once you got the K value, you can just substitute for the potential energy. Can you do it right now? Can you give me the answer, everybody? Everybody, can you give me the answer? Yes or no? Very simple question. K, what is the value of K you will be getting? K one, it is going to be 500 Newton per meter. Next one, the potential energy, the half into 500 into, what is this value? 60 minus 50 into 10 to the power minus 2. These are all given in centimeters. Adnalada we are converting it. Okay. So, by doing this, what you will be getting? I hope 2.5. Yeah. 2.5 joule as the answer for this question. Okay, everybody. Yes or no? Please let me know in the chat box. I hope you guys got it. Now, let us go for one more question. If a body of mass 200 grams falls from a height 200 meter and its total potential energy is converted into kinetic energy at the point of contact of the body of Earth's surface, then what is the decrease in potential energy of the body at the contact? Very simple question. Very simple, na? Very simple. Body 200 gram is the mass, height is 200, and you can just find right now, you can find what is the potential energy. Potential energy one the mgh da. Correct? Potential energy you will be getting mgh. And what they have mentioned, it was completely, there is no energy loss. It is completely converted as kinetic energy. So, what is going to be the decrease happened in potential energy? It is nothing but the same potential energy in the beginning. It will be completely converted as kinetic energy. Now, definitely we can say that it will be same as mgh. So, m is 200 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 into 200 as h. Can you find it? Very simple question. Everybody can find it. Very, very simple question. Very good, Damodara. It will be coming as 400 joules. mgh 200 or 0.2 into 200 into 10 will be giving you 400. So now, next, a body of mass 2 kg is thrown up vertically with a kinetic energy 490 joules. Okay, mass 2 kg da. Okay, and vertically with a kinetic energy which is 490 joules. If the acceleration due to gravity g, which is coming as 9.8 meter per second square, then the height at which the kinetic energy of the body becomes half of its original value. Very simple. Okay, so இப்போ வந்து 490 da initially வந்து 490 da in the kinetic energy. Okay, and now you can just understand when it is reaches, okay, when the kinetic energy becomes half, the loss in kinetic energy is completely converted as the potential energy. So appadina I can say that this 490 yana mechanical total energy வந்து it is going to be conserved. அதனால initially kinetic energy plus potential energy வந்து 0. அப்படினா kinetic energy வந்து 490. Initial condition over. Now finally what happened? இது வந்து half ஆயிடுச்சு. கரெக்ட்டா? Kinetic energy வந்து half ஆயிடுச்சு plus mg into h by 2. M value is there, G value is given, h by 2, and from this you can find the 12. I mean the value of h. Okay. So you don't need to put it as h by 2. You can just even put h, because here we have already converted this kinetic energy becomes half. So adhanala whatever be the height at that point, okay, adu vandu correct h you will be getting. So can you find it? M வந்து 6 kg da, sorry 2 kg, G வந்து 9.8 you can take. For the simple calculation, I mean if you are taking 9.8 only, you will be getting the proper answer. ஏனா வந்து இது வந்து 490, so anyway it will be get cancelled. Please get me the answer. Just the calculation left. So what is the answer you will be getting? The h as 12.5 meter. Now I'm going to give you one more homework question. Everyone should do this question. Okay. Everyone have to do the question and you guys have to give the answer in the comment box. So and also I need to know how was the class and what is your expectation about the NEET Physics classes. So accordingly I can also plan my lectures. So marakama in the question order answer you have to give me in the comment box. So idu vandu practice time da. Okay, and as I mentioned, if you need personal attention, if you need more classes, more problem solving na, you can join in the Nambikai batch. The description box la the எல்லாமே இருக்கு, அந்த full details இருக்கு. So you can just check it out, and we will meet tomorrow with the chapter electrostatics. Okay, electrostatics complete we are going to cover. We will cover the concept, we will cover the questions, everything. I hope everyone is excited about tomorrow's session, and tomorrow's session will be starting by 12. Okay, and we will be covering electrostatics. Okay, so in the chapter complete we are going to cover at 12 p.m. tomorrow. So everyone should come on time and we can just explore it. Okay, so marakama join panniko, and every day you are going to get 2-3 chapters combined we are going to cover in the upcoming days. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm also excited. So let's see. Okay, Damodaraya. Okay, fine. So see you guys in the next class. Bye. Take care.